A leading Wisconsin Republican announced his desire to pass an income tax cut when the state legislature reconvenes next year.
I have been on the campaign trail with Governor Walker where I have already heard him make the case that he wants to have income tax reform and hopefully income tax cuts over the next budget. I am totally in agreement with that sentiment. And while I have not made a decision yet as to which way we should go, if it should be full-scale reform or rate reductions, business or individual, that's why we're really going through this process to listen to experts so we can become better educated and make a decision that will really grow jobs in Wisconsin.
Representative Robin Voss made that statement at the end of this committee meeting on Thursday. During the meeting, committee members heard presentations from 4 tax experts.
My goal in the very beginning was to make it fairer, flatter, and hopefully more productive to create jobs in our state. We have been bringing in experts from around Wisconsin and also around the state. So today we heard from 2 people from Washington, one more liberal, one more conservative, and we heard from 2 people from Wisconsin using the same kind of ideological balance.
Well, you pay a lot of taxes. One of our measures is state and local tax burdens. That's the percent of income paid by state residents in state and local taxes. Wisconsin residents pay the 4th highest in the country. Back in the 1980s, it used to be 1st or 2nd highest, so it's come down a little bit. Or either that's come down or states like New York and New Jersey have moved ahead of you. But about 11% of Wisconsin residents' income goes to state and local taxes, which is relatively high. A lot of that is income tax and property tax, very high here. On the good news, Wisconsin residents face one of the lowest beer taxes in the United States.
And I'm going to mention 2 things that are undoubtedly controversial, but one thing is to end the 30% capital gain exclusion. It used to be 60%, was 30%. There's a slide. I don't think I have time to run through it that points out some reasons. So in the question and answer, if you'd like to come back to that. The other thing is to end exclusions. We don't tax certain income that are unrelated to taxpayers' ability to pay. And one of them, which will also make some people uncomfortable, is our exclusion of all Social Security income. Regardless if you're a millionaire, you still don't pay taxes on your Social Security. Again, we might care about helping people with low incomes. This is a costs revenue, leads to lower spendings. And if we expanded the base in this sort of fashion, that would generate more tax revenue. And we could use that tax revenue to reduce the rates. Or if the legislature so chose, they could provide extra funding for compelling state needs. Those are the decisions, obviously, that are in the hands of the legislature.
I cannot imagine a scenario, and actually I can promise that under Republicans in the Assembly we are not going to raise taxes in the way that they suggested, but that's part of the discussion. I want to hear from both sides. I want to hear from people who think that taxes are too low, people who think that taxes are too high, because I think at the end of the day we have a good, compelling case to say our system isn't really heading in the right direction. And that's the one thing that I think both liberals and conservatives today agreed on, is that our system is too complex. It needs to be reformed. Some wanted it to be revenue neutral. Some were okay with reducing taxes. I guess I fall more in the latter category. But I think at the end of the day, at least there was common consensus today that our tax system is just way too complicated.
The committee has not yet made any recommendations. The next legislative session starts in January following the fall general election. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.